kind." The Russian looked alarmed and uneasy. "You are sure? The parcel is safe. It has not been tampered with. There has been too much talk, much too much talk." He gnawed his nails again. "Judge for yourself." She bent to the fireplace, deftly removing the coals. Underneath, from amongst the crumpled balls of newspaper, she selected from the very middle an oblong package wrapped round with grimy newspaper and handed it to the man. "Ingenious," he said with a nod of approval. "The apartment has been searched twice. The mattress on my bed was ripped open." "It is, as I said," he muttered. "There has been too much talk. This haggling over the price, it was a mistake." He had unwrapped the newspaper. Inside was a small brown paper parcel. This in turn he unwrapped, verified the contents, and quickly wrapped it up once more. As he did so, an electric bell rang sharply. "The American is punctual," said Olga, with a glance at the clock. She left the room. In a minute she returned, ushering in a stranger, a big, broad-shouldered man, whose transatlantic origin was evident. His keen glance went from one to the other. "Monsieur Krasnin?" he inquired politely. "I am he," said Boris. "I must apologize for the unconventionality of this meeting place, but secrecy is urgent. I cannot afford to be connected with this business in any way." "Is that so?" said the American politely. "I have your word, have I not, that no details of this transaction will be made public. That is one of the conditions of sale." The American nodded. "That has already been agreed upon," he said indifferently. "Now perhaps you will produce the goods." "You have the money in notes?" "Yes," replied the other. He did not, however, make any attempt to produce it. After a moment's hesitation, Krasnin gestured towards the small parcel on the table. The American took it up and unrolled the wrapping paper. The contents he took over to a small electric lamp and submitted them to a very thorough examination. Satisfied, he drew from his pocket a thick leather wallet and extracted from it a wad of notes. These he handed to the Russian, who counted them carefully. "All right?" "I thank you, monsieur. Everything is correct." "Ah," said the other. He slipped the brown paper parcel negligently into his pocket. He bowed to Olga. "Good evening, mademoiselle. Good evening, Mr. Krasnin." He went out, shutting the door behind him. The eyes of the two in the room met. The man passed his tongue over his dry lips. "I wonder, will he ever get back to his hotel?" he muttered. By common accord, they both turned to the window. They were just in time to see the American emerge into the street below. He turned to the left and marched along at a good pace without once turning his head. Two shadows stole from a doorway and followed noiselessly. Pursuers and pursued vanished into the night. Olga Demirov spoke. "He will get back safely," she said. "You need not fear or hope, whichever it is." "Why do you think he will be safe?" asked Krasnin curiously. "A man who has made as much money as he has could not possibly be a fool," said Olga. "And talking of money," she looked significantly at Krasnin. "Eh?" "My share, Boris Ivanovitch." With some reluctance, Krasnin handed over two of the notes. She nodded her thanks with a complete lack of emotion and tucked them away in her stocking. "That is good," she remarked with satisfaction. He looked at her curiously. "You have no regrets, Olga Vasilovna." "Regrets? For what?" "For what has been in your keeping. There are women, most women I believe, who go mad over such things." She nodded reflectively. "Yes, you speak truth there. Most women have that madness. I have not. I wonder now," she broke off. "Well," said the other curiously. "The American will be safe with them. Yes, I am sure of that. But afterwards—" "Eh? What are you thinking of?" "He will give them, of course, to some woman," said Olga thoughtfully. "I wonder what will happen then." She shook herself impatiently and went over to the window. Suddenly she uttered an exclamation and called to her companion. "See, he is going down the street now. The man, I mean." They both gazed down together. A slim, elegant figure was progressing along at a leisurely pace. He wore an opera hat and a cloak. As he passed a street lamp, the light illuminated a thatch of thick white hair. Chapter